Welcome back for another yummy update, friends. We got the helicopter hat coming out once again. The Bitcoin monthly candle, right? It's almost hovering back to green. I've seen a lot of people's opinions on where we go. If we look at the Bitcoin price chart on the daily, this is what the daily is looking like now. We have like that M2 correlation coming out, which is the global money supply and stuff out here. And if you do the fractal on it, they expect something from like end of April that things go up. But so far, right, we know altcoins are very cheap. I've got some stuff to report for you, updates as well. Michael Chad Saylor, he bought like $20 million worth of Bitcoin, which is a low number. But shout out to Victor DeFi. Mr. Victor got his prediction right in terms of what's happening. So Michael Chad Saylor, friends, so I think they've been approved for, they're seeking $21 billion of Bitcoin. The problem though is, you can only get it from the bid of the stock. I think that's how it works. STRK. So they can only sell as much as the trading volume. That's what they can do. They have to sell slowly based off the trading volume and the bots and everyone participating. And they've only been able to do $20 million so far. Now, I don't know what's going to happen from here, but it's probably just going to turn out like everything else, right? Where as Bitcoin's price goes higher, he will get more demand for the Ponzi pump. More people will want to give money to him to go and turbo leverage long buy Bitcoin. It's always going to be a concern, but man, he's really got no off button, man. It's wild. He's up 26%. He bought $16 billion worth up here. His average price, friends, it's rising, man. It's rising. $67,000. Like if he's able to buy even more, man, it's going to rise up to 70, 80,000. There's probably... You never know, man. At the top, we might see like a full-on $100 billion public buy of Bitcoin. And he's going to be yelling, yeah, cool, I'm happy to buy the top. But, you know, we're just going to be watching out for that moment. Now, friends, of course, because Ethereum's price is very low, all the altcoin prices are low. There's nothing else we can do. This is the others BTC chart. I hope, man, by the end of this month, we've like flipped it back green. But we don't really care about like one green or two green candles on it. What we've seen is the time to get nervous is when they have repetitive greens. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was alt season DeFi 2020. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also a big one. Now this one didn't have it, but this was the complacency rally anyway. You did not really get it in a combo out here. Okay, that's the end of 2021. If you go back to 2017 as well, same thing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the other one, at the end, you had like 3. So like, we never, friends, it's crazy. We have not had, since Bitcoin halving year started, we only had one green candle in a row. Just one. It's not even in a row. We just had one green candle. We never had multiple months of friendship. It was just literally one, just to show you how oversold we are. And just like it has been depressed, that reflects the mood. Because like you don't need to see the prices or anything. Just look at the candles. You're like, if you just see multiple red monthly candles, you're like, oh wow, everyone must be really feeling the pain, which is what we are. Now, what can you do during these times? All the altcoins are cheap. I cover all the altcoins, friends. You can do what you want. It's very interesting though. There's been more pDAI developments. I've made many videos on it. This is the pDAI price chart out here. It is around, you don't have to believe in a dollar, friends, but it is 162x to a dollar. So it was also interesting, right? So there's a couple of people, friends. There's a gentle sir who's speaking in Telegram, and he really thinks there's an infinite minting, right? And he's actually done a lot of the analysis out here. He's done a lot of coding work. He knows how to read the chain. Everything that's going on is really, really intricate and stuff out here. He really believes there's infinite minting and all this massive pDAI is going to get dumped. And I asked him, I go, okay, we know that there's going to be a $100 or $250 million pDAI bounty given to the guy, right? 250 million pDAI to be given to whoever does that bad debt clearing. And assuming it gets sold, okay. But if you think it's infinite minting, I want to ask you something. And I asked him this. I said, gentle sir, what is your probability that you are correct in your mind? And so I asked him from 0% to 100%. How correct do you think you are on this? So I'm trying to help you, right? I'm trying to help you. And I said to him that, and he replied back to me 90%. I go, okay, 90%. So you're saying 90% chance it's bugged, which means there's a 10% chance you could be wrong. And Richard's taken this to $1. 10% chance. So if you do the EV on that, okay, you get 90% chance that you think its value is 0. So it's basically 0.9 times 0 is 0. And then plus you have a 10% chance. And what happens if your upside is fulfilled on that? You get $1. So the equation, friends, ends up being 10 cents. So you can actually just write it out right here. So you believe that there is a 90% chance that it'll be 0, plus there's a 10% chance that you're wrong. So that's why I asked him. I go, what is... See, friends, people don't think like this, right? I'm saying, hey, what's the chance that you think you're wrong? 10% chance? Because you're not 100%. Okay, 10% chance? All right, well, if you calculate this out, you basically said pDAI should be 10 cents. Okay? Should be 10 cents. It's 15x higher than today. So, like, even if, like, you understand, okay, you might be wrong, might be infinite money printing, just think about that, right? You basically, what you've done is, you know the maximum price you should buy pDAI for yourself if there is no infinite minting bug, pretty much. So you got to think, as every day passes, you have to wake up and go, oh, the person has not infinitely minted this to 0 every day that passes. So it's hard to work these out all the time, because you're like, okay, well, what if they've infinitely minted but they just haven't dumped yet? But that's why, friends, there's no free lunch in this game. There isn't a free lunch in this game. It's just that this is the price chart of pDAI to pulse ratio going up over time. And look at this, friends. This is the 3-day chart. It's like zipped back up. Okay, what I'll do is I'll change it to you on the USD price chart as well, so you can see. Here it is. So think about it. Where's 10 cents? 10 cents is actually this yellow line here. See that yellow horizontal line? That's 10 cents. So if you can, so that's what he should be doing, Mr. Gentle Suit DC. You should be checking the chain, because that's your informational asymmetry edge. If you can figure out that there is no infinite minting bug yourself, if you do, you should have like auto buy ready to go as soon as you do that. Or what you can do is you go, okay, so you don't have to allocate everything. Let's say, Mr. DC, let's say you want to allocate, I don't know, maybe you're a big dog here, maybe you've got $10,000 to allocate. Yeah. What you could do is you go, oh, I want to allocate 10 grand. I only buy pDAI up to 10 cents. But right now, it's not even 1 cent. So it's like you have this big gap. This is literally your edge. This is literally your free money if it turns out that the guy doesn't have infinite money printing. So what you can do is you could put in 1 grand. You wait like 3 days, put another grand. Wait 3 days, put another grand. Wait 3 days, put another grand. And maybe it does go to 0. Okay, but you get at least your DCA buying in. And guess what? This is the interesting part about markets, friends. Individually, people don't think like that, but collectively, the market does. It's very interesting. It is. Collectively, what the market does is it will gravitate over time, and as the market realizes, oh, the probability of the death now lowers over time, it decays over time. Because the probability of the infinite minting, as time passes, it drops. Every day that goes by is another day you're still alive. The Lindy effect, right? Okay, that means it's high odds that it's not done. And I just want to show you something. And you got to pay attention to this, friends. We do have a coin that had infinite money printing on it. Infinite printing was Lesbian USD, LUSD. The pulse chain, LUSD. Liquidity USD, I call the Lesbian USD. So this, friends, this had infinite money printing. That's what happened. They literally dunked it down. It literally did infinite money printing. There you go. Bang. That's what happened. Okay, and that's what this chart looks like. It has like these big prints. Someone did a big print and it comes back down, goes to, they just did it again. They killed it. Okay, and they only took like 5 grand out of that, 8 grand. So like, if you were willing to do this to a coin and still take like $10,000 out, pDAI had like $1 million. Why would you not take the $1 million? So that's why as every day goes by, the market goes, oh, you didn't take the $1 million because you can't take the $1 million. So that's why, man, during these times as well, friends, there's been also more fun as well. Like I'm just going through a lot of these things. But it's obvious, man. Like no one's put these two together, friends. I'm here to tell you, right? World first, Pulse Chain first. I don't think it's a coincidence that there's Pulse Chain maker stuff going on in the background with Richard Heart origin address movements around the same time that Richard does the incentive token yield cut, right? It's all happening. Buttons are being pressed in the background. Also, Richard made a response to the SEC. So he posted this. He quotes this, right? But staff are already feeling the fallout. One former SEC employee who was granted anonymity over concerns of retaliation from the industry said that they are aware of at least one instance where a law firm declined to move forward with interviewing an individual at the agency because of the firm's work in crypto. In another case, the former employee said a law firm pulled an offer. So it's pretty much, friends, like the Italian vendetta, SEC targeted by triumphant crypto industry. So the crypto industry really hate the SEC. They're wasting innocent taxpayers' money, resources, and time. Instead of going after real scammers, they're still coming after Richard Heart. It's very, very sad. Check this out as well, friends. So what type of person are you? Think about it. Are you a orange juice half full or half empty type of person? Now, I'll be honest, when I was much younger, I was a half empty person. Okay, I was half empty, myopic in life, because everyone's young. You don't really know. You don't have confidence. Really young, right? Because you just don't know, friends. And like maybe older families and uncles and stuff out here, I was never around happy-go-lucky people, and it was foreign to me as well. That was just me. Then obviously as I grew older, I don't know, just things change. You know what I mean? You change, you evolve like a Pokemon. You level up. And then, you start learning about some esoteric stuff, not just the manifesting good things in your life, creating your own luck, opening your own eyes. A lot of things just blew my mind from time to time. Even when it came to trading, I could see two people trading and I'd be losing, someone else is winning. And then someone else would come and I'd be pretty much get a mentor or something. And they would show me if you just follow this one little simple rule, you now win. And I couldn't believe it. There are little buttons to press. And I thought, wow, I wonder if all life is like that. It's actually true. It's kind of like, oh, wow, if I just stopped doing this and I started doing that, right? I wonder how much my life would change. Like, for example, if you got 30 minutes in the morning to watch something or an hour to watch something. If you stopped going through Instagram and TikTok every day and you started watching Your Friend Somi Juicy News and all my other episodes, if you started doing that, think about the compounding effect of that. I'm just giving you a direct, relevant thing to us now. Now, Eric Wall seems like he's a glass half empty guy. So look at his post. The Suck Elon's Carrot dropped their case versus Coinbase, Consensus, OpenSea, Robinhood, Gemini, Crackhead, Yuga Labs. In the Richard Heart Hex Pulse Chain case, the SEC filed for an extension to amend their case, and the court just approved it. The SEC really doesn't like Richard. It's basically lurking in the shadows saying, oh, there's more demons coming out. Be gone, demon, be gone. That's what I say. Even Ivan commented as well, friends, just to show you, right? I'll show you this, okay? So Ivan came out commenting for the Hexicans and Pulsicans right here. Ivan, our phone Ivan, I'll give you a likey. SEC doesn't like Richard Heart, according to Eric Wall. Hexicans and Pulsicans. What's your reply? Why is SEC coming after Richard? So, honestly, friends, I know, Ivan, we love you, bro. I get it. Because Ivan, friends, you got to have some respect. Ivan has done something it's very hard for a lot of people to do. He, after he's capitulated on Pulse Chain, he's rotated into soy. He said he's all in on soy. I think he said, we are almost pretty much all in on soy, Sol token. He still keeps a check on Pulse Chain community. I don't know if it's because he's ready to rotate in case something happens. Maybe he just likes my energy, our energy. He knows something is there. He's just waiting. But you can see, friends, whenever things go down, it's always like, man, you had my hopes up. I was about to rotate the other day, right? It might be a bit of that. But at least he keeps a tab on it. He keeps a check on it. 99% of people don't. They basically just sever ties and they do that cognitive bias thing like consumers do. But they're like, oh, I don't like it anymore, therefore I'm out. I just don't want any interest in it. That's what people do in a lot of things with crypto because it's very tribal, right? But yeah, so Eric's post, right? The SEC doesn't like Richard. So I'm an orange juice glass half full guy. All right. I've always been the underdog my whole life. I've never been the favorite in anything. Always been the underdog. Always fighting uphill. Got to read something 4 times before I understand it. I've got to do 18 hours a day. Other people got to do 2. That's literally just been me. If I can't give something 900%, I don't bother doing it. I'm not one of those like cookie cutter savants, okay? I promised Big Lenny that I would never be a cookie cutter. He's looking down on me, looking down on us from heaven. Big Lenny, thank you for your gift to the world, okay? Never be a cookie cutter. So, you know, Eric's saying it's pretty much, it's over again. And I'm saying nobody can stop a fart whose time has come. That's what I'm saying. Still as optimistic as anything. That's how you win in markets, by the way, dude. They're printing money. Yeah, we're growing people. Pulse Chain just had 3 freaking conferences in the year, Habib. Pulse Chain conference, Hex conference, PLS 369 conference in Las Vegas. Okay. So you're still looking at that saying, oh, bearish, bearish, bearish. Look, man, I've told everybody as well. Ethereum hit down 1,700. It gave a freak accident to us. Let's evaluate ourselves when Ethereum is 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Let's evaluate then. Until we get there, basically there's no point. And if you're curious about what's happening, right, friends, giving you a nice juicy update, what's happening with Judge Auntie Carol and that, she's given them up to April 21st to make a decision. In terms of like, April 21st for the SEC to amend their case, as in like decide what did you want to add? What extra stuff do you want to add now? But she also mentioned in her original document, she said this, that's why, friends, she said SEC, don't bother going after jurisdiction or even fraud. She actually said, don't even bother with the fraud stuff, because even if you do prove jurisdiction, there ain't no fraud. Just to let you know. She actually wrote that in. I'm sure their strategy is just like, whatever, just delay. That's just what they do. So I don't want to call them a strategy because it implies I know what they're doing. I just think they're US government fourth puppet wing arm. And friends, talk about injustice. Robinhood banned people from clicking the buy button in the GME saga. And you piece of shit SEC, you scum, have the gall to accuse Pulse Chain community of hanging out with a scammer. You are trucking maggots, you know that? You're a bunch of trucking maggots. Spineless, gutless, bug-worshipping, pencil neck, noodle arm, scum, SEC. You piece of shit, subhuman filth. Robinhood literally robbed American citizens blind, corrupt to the core. And you have the balls to come at us with a fraud allegation. SEC, I caught you with my Pokeball because I thought you were playing nice. I'm now going to release you into the wild, you piece of shit level 3 Rattata. I regret ever capturing you. I'd rather have no Pokemon as number 6 rather than you, SEC. That's right. I would rather be missing a slot for Pokemon than to have you there. What a waste of time. What an injustice. And by the way, this is the same SEC that stopped CZ's $1 billion a year profitable business of the Binance USDollar. All because they were ordered from Roca Negra to make sure Coinbase got the Bitcoin spot ETF volume and that Binance CZ had a this is China and it's bad type of vibe during the bear market. So all the volume could go to Cuckbase. That's the same SEC. Stopped a perfectly good, profitable business. They had $20 billion in their bank accounts. They were making it 5% of that a year. They're making $1 billion a year. How about that? Corrupt scum SEC. But now we're going to have to play some angel music because corrupt SEC are going to hell. And even when we defeat the corrupt SEC for the second time, that'd be great, friends. We get to celebrate twice, right? We get to celebrate twice. I get to peg my nipples twice. That'd be great. Even when that happens, I'm not going to catch SEC Pokemon at all, until every single crypto case is dropped. Now, friends, this is the business ISM, remember? It comes out every month. Okay, it comes out at the end of every month. I think it's coming out next week. Okay, so look, it came out 25th November, 30th December, 27th of January. So it comes out the last week of the month. So the 26th, 24th to the 26th. So I think it's out in about, maybe it'll be out at the end of next week. Yes, somewhere after Wednesday next week. And remember, we need like 4 alt season juice to be here. It's beautiful that we're above 50, but we need this 52 reading. You know, so you and I are going to know that is going to be like, oh guys, it's happening. This is time like it's actually happening. This is the last thing to get to go. Until then, friends, like, subscribe, beta button, all. Catch you soon.